These are all I love the Separatists.
Yep.
CIS
the Separatists have like great design. First, we got the Scimitar. Dude, honestly, I love this. I wish they would have made it black. I wish they would have made the ship black. I think it would have been so much cooler with the red eyes that it has.
I think I would have liked it black just as much as it is now. I think black would be a cool change because it does have like the red interior, like you're saying, like that.
Because, like, for instance, like I'm not a huge fan. Like, there's no secret here. Like, we're not super big fans of the sequels, but Kylo Ren's ship and The Force Awakens, when it comes down and it's solid black and it's got the red lenses, like, looks so clean.
Is that the Whisperer or the Silencer? The TIE Silencer? Silencer.
I'm not sure, but it's solid black. It looks so, like, his vehicles are so cool, and
it's like a big interceptor.
Yeah, and it's
blacked out.
But I know they have one that's very close to that called the Echelon.
Yeah. A lot of the First Order stuff is red and black. Honestly, I think like a lot of that's their color scheme, but.
And Max, with it being black too, I think that would match with the theme of space a little bit better too, because the Scimitar, the Sith infiltrator, can cloak invisible. Right. Yeah. So when it comes out of that, it's still gonna be pitch black, So I think.
Well, they could have Mando done it because it's Maul. We only see it with Darth Maul.
I was about to say, I know whose ship that is, so that's going up there for me.
And the Mando's Naboo starfighter, they chromed that out because he was all chrome. So. Go back and re-edit it. Go back and re-edit it to make it fun.
I'm not ranking the Scimitar S because Maul flew it, because I can't do that with the other ships that people have flown. Because I would, because Maul's my favorite character. I would put it up there before that reason. But I genuinely think that it is the stealth ship, and it just looks cool. It's huge. It has probe droids in it too that you can.
Well, it's weird because it kind of looks like if you take off the nose. It kind of looks like Vader's TIE, like his advanced TIE.
Foreshadowing.
A little bit.
And then next we have this one needs to be at the end because that's the way the list. Next we have General Grievous's The Soulless One.
Ooh.
And for me, it's an S just for looks. Looks because it has like that 1940s, 50s.
Like car vibe,
Car vibe, yeah.
The party's in the front, and it's got a sliding cockpit, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I remember getting that Lego set. That was awesome.
I don't know why have you guys seen Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Yes.
It's been a long time.
Just like
with that
car.
Sean Connery, and okay.
With that long,
it was Captain Emo's car. Yes.
They kind of like they don't look anything like, but the vibe's the same. They don't look the same, but the vibe
6 wheels up front or something like that. It was something nuts.
Yeah.
I watch that movie again. Dang.
I think it's a great movie. If you guys haven't seen it, highly recommend it.
I have not.
Dude, you would love it, JJ. do me a favor. You don't have to do it this week or whatever, but like when you get the chance, definitely watch it because I think it's right up your alley. I think you're really gonna like it.
It's like
But
we're no longer a Star Wars podcast. Now
I know. We just went directly to Sean Connery.
What would that even be? Category like myths? Because it's all about
because it's all the different
people.
There you go. Yeah. They're all the stuff, man.
I mean, Tom Sawyer to Dracula, right?
Supernatural,
literally,
I guess, kind of
every mythology.
You guys are saying stuff I have no idea.
Brad, you said S. I think I also gonna have to say S just because it looks so freaking cool. Next, we have Dooku's Solar Sailor, which this one to me, out of the whole list, this is the weakest one. It's a cool ship. I like the design of it, but I think it's the weakest one. Out of the bunch.
I think it's elegant, but I don't think it's a ship that really is meant to fight. In the prequels, you kind of just see it sitting still, and then it just takes off after the fight, But it's just like parked most of the time. But in the 03 Clone Wars, you see Dooku show up to the Ratataki arena to go find his apprentice / Ventress, and as it's approaching the planet, it does this cool like feather.
Where it folds in. That is
so it does have. It looks cool in that aspect, but I don't know. Weapons wise, I kind of want to have a little bit of the both. So
I mean, I think to be honest with you, we'll get to this ship later on, but I think Ventress's version of that looks cooler with the giant fan blade. Like, I think that one's a cooler version of this, because I think it is still like of the Solar Sailor like variety class like style ship, but I think it's I think Solar Sailor for me would go in B. It's a cool. It'd be top
high B, yeah. That's
maybe
fair.
low A.
Give it a top B for the Count of Serena's sake.
Top B for Christopher Lee.
It's like poetry, so if they rhyme.
Yeah, there we go. Right. Okay, so next we have the Lucrehulk droid ship.
Elite donut ship.
Yeah.
Oh, this one.
The design on it's pretty like obviously it doesn't really do anything because like they're like giant freighters, but like I think the design's cool. I like the ball in the middle, and then I like how it's just basically like one giant hallway on the inside.
So this goes back to the whole Death Star thing, where it's kind of not really a ship to me, more so that it is just a moving station. And the actual ship part of the Lucrehulk is the center circle sphere. That's the ship, because in Attack of the Clones, that's what you see takes off of Geonosis. The ring is just the Trade Federation, benefits that they had going on the deal. Like, hey, well, you can store invasion equipment. You just pull up into one of these rings. But it has such a nostalgic factor. Playing Fallen Order and running through the halls, cutting down droids. I would have that as a whole game. Just that section of Fallen Order is
we even see
Jedi Survivor. Sorry, I'm mixing.
You're good, but we see it in the. It's cool to see it from the outside, but it's crashed. Like that was a cool shot.
Crash Lucrehulk and Fallen Order. But yeah, dude, playing in the hallways though, cutting down droids with a lightsaber, that's my bread and butter. That's my childhood. All right, that's why I love the Clone Wars. That's the whole atmosphere, Doug Chang's vision, everything.
Dude, droids and sabers, man. That's awesome. But what do you guys rank this one? What are you thinking?
Probably low A for me.
Okay.
As nostalgic as it is, it's kind of really not a ship.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So next we have the Separatist gunship, and honestly, this one is one of my favorite. I love this one. I would personally put it in S just because it's one of my favorites. Actually, the next two are like my favorite Separatist ships. Yeah, man, this one, like, I don't know why to me it always gives me Terminator vibes every time I see that ship. Like, I think there's a ship in, I want to say it's Salvation that looks pretty identical.
Yes. That thing drops out and gets them. Yep.
But man, I like seeing them in Mando, and do we see it in another show? I know we see them in Mando fly overhead, but yeah, those are the.
Well, no, that was the first live action appearance of it, actually.
Yeah,
it's been in Battlefront 2 and in the Clone Wars animation.
Oh man, that's right.
But the little scenes it's been in the Clone Wars. I mean, I can remember two vivid ones off the top of my head. One is the Onderon arc when the Senator is escorted outside on the balcony. The gunship just pulls up, and the BX droids. Right. The BX commandos just walk off the top of it and just take him out. And the other one is when the Separatists show up, and that's where Commander was it Thorn or Fox, whatever the good one that we liked is. He ends up being for the Republic. He's got the minigun. He's surrounded. The gunship just takes out all of his guys. He shows up, does a 360, and then it drops off like 8 super battle droids.
I want to say Fox is the bad one, but I could be wrong. They look so identical, like it's hard
Fox
to.
And Thorn,
But I would say S for this one. What do you guys?
It's an S. I like it better than Grievous's. I think it's to par with the Scimitar, maybe even better.
I agree. Next we have, it's called the Tri-Fighter. For some reason I thought it was called something else. I don't know why I like these so much. I like the little 3 like thing, like it's all when I play Battlefront and I'm playing the Separatists, I usually take this one. Like this is like one of my favorite ones, but I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about it, because like I don't hear a lot of people talking about the Tri-Fighter.
I know it's in the Battlefront 2017 version. You can play as that as like one of the classes. But is it in the original?
Yeah, the OG.
I was gonna say, because I remember you can fly in the original, and it's sitting in the hangar. But this is the weirdest part: when you go up to fly it, you just you go up and you spawn inside of it, and then you just take off. This thing is a droid. It's a solid droid. How do you sit inside of the thing?
I think that's where you just suspend disbelief because they gotta have ships for this. Because all of
the maintenance guys,
the hyenas too. The hyena,
literally all of them,
Vulture droids and all that. You can't sit inside of them. They're not ships you can drive because they're programmed. But yeah, I'm with you, man. That really cool design. The like spinning circle in the middle.
Yeah, and they're kind of like, I think they match the speed of the A-Wing. I think they're like one of the fastest ships for the Separatists, I want to say.
Definitely give them a run for their money. Yeah, for sure.
But what do you guys thinking on this one?
High A, low S.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Until you guys said that, I just spaced out and completely forgot about this ship. So
if I remember, they have a cool sounding gun too, like a rapid fire.
Yeah, it's like something like that. I would put it personally in low S just because it's like one of my favorites.
I'm fine with low S. IA, low S.
Next, we have the Vulture droids, which I don't know. I've never they're cool, but as far as like the Separatists, like. The Separatist bomber is lower on my list, but I never really cared for the Vulture droids. Like they're all right. They're cool that they can like kind of like walk, do the little walking thing.
And, switch directions in like a split second.
And like little voices that they make or whatever. But I don't know.
I'm about to be the fire to your ice right now.
Okay.
I think it's us. I like it better than the classic Vulture droid, not the Hyena Bomber. The classic Vulture droid, because the single head in the middle, the symmetry of it, it has like a teeth paint on the top of it.
Yeah. And
dude, the opening scene of the Phantom Menace when the ship explodes and they fly out of the hangar. Dude, it sounds so cool, and it is the counterpart to the N1. I love the Vulture droid, man.
This one is definitely cooler. This is the Clone Wars version. I think the ones in Phantom Menace were just brown, like the
because that was the Trade Federation assortment, that grouping of that color. Because the CIS, they adopted the blue colors.
Yeah, which looks arguably way cooler than the.
That's why they repainted the MTTs as well, that kind of stuff. But like you were saying, how they just stand, like they can walk. Yeah. They're just waiting in Revenge of the Sith. They're just waiting on top of the.
Okay, so you would say S
for me. Yeah, it would be S.
Charlie, Brad, what you guys thinking?
I really like it. I mean, I like how versatile they are. I mean, they get around.
I think it's personally one of the coolest sounding ships when they fly by.
I would say if we're gonna go S, I would say personally for me it's tied with the Tri. Like I don't think it's cooler than Grievous or the Tri, but I would say it's tied. But what do you guys thinking? Do you think it's low S or AT seems like he wants it high S. He seems like he wants it's his favorite
I don't know. I kind of like it just under the droid attack gunship.
Brad, you go ahead first, man.
For some stuff. I'm gonna say a low S just because I like Grievous being.
Oh well, then Charlie, you're the time, man. We got two low S's.
I should have let Charlie go first.
No, man. You're good. I was trying to think of some other stuff of this ship and everything, like because classic, of course, Revenge of the Sith, one crawling with Vulture droids.
Yeah.
So I'm low S.
Here, listen to. I don't know if you can hear this.
Yeah, definitely.
Come on.
Very NASCAR. Yeah, very NASCAR.
And Max, you got to play that over the video, man. Let the audience hear that ear music, that noise.
Okay, so this one, I don't know how to say it. I'm going to call it the Ginivex starfighter because that's what it looks like. It's pronounced like. It's definitely above the Solar Sailor. If I can talk the Solar Sailor.
Yeah.
And I like it above the Lucrehulk. The Lucrehulk is like iconic because it's like the Clone Wars, but
really, okay. Oh yeah, okay.
I don't know.
It doesn't do much for me, but again, I don't have a lot of
Well, it's cool because think of like I forget what those blades are called. And maybe Charlie can help me out with this. That the geishas use. The fans they fold out. Like that's what this ship does. Like the fan pops out. Like it's like those two brackets come down and then it pops out like that fan. and that's what I think is really cool.
Yeah, really cool space combat scenes with her and Anakin.
Oh man,
and then like doing like a joust kind of move.
Yeah.
But when the blade, like when the fans aren't out, it's basically just like a bubble.
Yeah, it's kind of mid. Kind of mid.
It needs the fans. Yeah.
So Brad, you said you wanted it high B. That's your vote.
Yeah. I mean, that's for me. Just because I don't know a lot about it.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
I think it's cooler than the Solar Sailor, and I think you can definitely take the Lucrehulk in the sense because the Lucrehulk's not really a ship, so it kind of gets stomped down like that.
Just going by coolness factor, really, like which one looks cooler.
Well, I think if it's over cooler, then it would be the high A.
I would think, I think it's safe to just put it above the Lucrehulk.
Okay. If I can grab it.
Skynet.
All right, there we go. It was like it's struggling real hard.
The Malevolence. This one's for the Malevolence.
That's the Malevolence. Okay. What do you guys? I like. It's different. It kind of reminds me of the Rebel. I think personally, this goes above the Lucrehulk. I think it looks cooler than the.
I mean, ship wise, it's more of a ship than it anyways, and I like the look of the Invisible Hands version of it too.
Yeah.
They got the same thing, just like the Star Destroyer. Like the bad faction has like a bridge up top, right?
Yep.
And then the last one is the Vulture Droid Bomber version.
The Hyena.
See, that's a mess.
I don't like this one only because of the double head, because the second head doesn't really even function as a head, kind of.
Is it a head or is it a cargo bay? You know what I mean?
They're deadly though.
Well, it probably holds the bombs.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah. Well, they have Admiral Trench, the spider guy from the Clone Wars.
Oh god!
It was that episode, I forget when Anakin Anakin ends up playing cat and mouse with a ship to avoid the scan range, I guess, because the Hyena bombers were coming to, So I mean, they had a cool aspect in that, but I'm just not a fan as much as the original Vulture Droid. They don't make the same cool noises that I remember. If they do,
if it's not making a cool noise, then it's definitely a B.
Yeah, I would say it beats the Solar Sailor. I agree with Brad. I would say
just off the voice alone.
Brad's like, no cool noise. B. Get out.
Honestly, it might even the Solar Sailor might even beat it. Honestly, because the Solar Sailor at least it has that cool like whooshin, like the when it folds back into like the ship.
Yeah, so I think it's in B for me.
B. It's B for me.
All right, well I'm gonna put it at low B. All right, so let's go through and pick our favorites, and then we'll wrap it up, and that'll be it. Charlie, you go first. What's your favorite?
Oh, you know what I'm about. The Sith Stalker, Darth Maul's ship.
The infantry
point blank.
JT.
On an off day, I might say the gunship, but I think the majority of the time I'm going to have to say the Vulture Droid Classic. Just the noises and the guns sound it makes, man.
Very cool. And Brad?
Grievous's Hot Rod.
That's a good one, man. That's a good one. Yeah. Right now, like usually I would probably say the Tri Starfighter, but I think it's a tie between Maul's and then the gunship, just because of how cool it looks, man. I think it's a tie for me between those two. And then if I had to pick one between those two, I would say Maul, just because, like JT, Maul, he's not my favorite character, but I would say he's my favorite Sith, but he's my second favorite character overall. Luke's got that first spot. But all y'all's links will be down below. Please go check them out. They're doing a whole bunch of cool stuff. They're always doing. Everybody in our group is always doing cool stuff. Every time I'm like, see you guys. Yeah, like every time I see it, I'm just like, you guys are doing cool stuff. Like I'm like, I don't know. It always fuels me because I'm like, everybody's doing something different. But thank you guys again for coming on. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, may the Force be with you.